So welcome to another Grit and Grime basketball podcast. I'm your host as always, David Sagoe, here with Thomas Arnal.
Hello.
And Jose Garcia Vidal.
Hey guys, hello.
Hello.
So more hoops have been hooping, awards have been given,
Awarded.
crap has been talked, texts have been flowing.
Yeah.
Injuries have been flowing.
Yeah.
Mums have been slapped.
Well,
The code has been
Allegedly. Codes have been broken.
codes
Yeah.
have definitely been broken.
Yeah.
And through all of it, do you know who won this week? The
Don't know,
Sacramento Kings.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
So I don't even know where we should begin. Should we begin with the actual hoops?
Yeah. Let's talk about the matches, the games.
All right. Where should we start? We've got 4 fun series to speak about.
Yeah.
Should we go like we did last time, most recent first?
Sure.
Or should we start with what's happening tonight?
Oof.
Although that'll be out of date as soon as we release this. But screw it. Let's start with those. We'll start with those series at least.
Cool.
Tonight we have, why did it say Wednesday? Because of midnight. Tonight we have Philly versus Miami, currently tied 2-2. Who would have thought? Just a week ago, Tom was saying there is no way.
Oh,
And Stephen A means no way that Joel Embiid is going to return during this series. And bam, he came back for the next game. And Philly have won the last 2. There was even, and I know Tom enjoyed this, a James Harden sighting. He
one.
had 30 plus and 6 3-pointers in the last game. Closed it out.
He's the NBA's leprechaun. See him walk from now and then. Yeah.
Lucky
Mystical.
charm.
I wouldn't go that far, but he's, it's that mystical, slightly small,
Whoa.
padded,
Bearded.
bearded guy.
Ginger.
Small, yeah. Okay. And when you see him, you strike gold. The Sixers.
Sure.
Right there. See
And
that?
and the series is now kind of being defined by a combination of Philly's defense and improved shooting and Miami's lack of shooting. They've really struggled to score outside of Jimmy Butler the last couple of games. And their shooters that were so reliable throughout the season, Strus, Gabe Vincent, Kyle Lowry's been poor, but is very injured right now. I think he's out tonight, actually. He's not going to play tonight.
So he should that tells you he should not play the last game, right?
Yeah. And sometimes you do hurt the team when you do that. So that might be a reason why he's actually out tonight.
Yeah.
But that also means they lack playmaking a little bit from a very important position. But now they're back home. Do we think that's enough to turn around their shooting luck?
I don't know, man. I think it's weird because it's not a rule for the Heat, but every time I've seen Jimmy Butler score a lot of points, the Heat lose.
Except for game 5.
That means that he
NBA
needs to
Finals.
step up, right? That's it. He needs to step up, and that's not good news for the Heat.
Yeah,
they need the role players. Jimmy Butler is a leader, but he's not a scoring leader. If Jimmy's scoring, then you should be worried. They need to step it up. I don't know. It's just such a change. It's just the Heat are so unpredictable. They look sometimes like the best team in the world, and then all of a sudden they're like, "What's up with these guys?"
Yeah.
I think Lowry, as you said, like he didn't play good minutes for them. He should have probably waited. Although obviously I can imagine him wanting to play, right? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think. Yeah, go ahead.
That I was saying that even when he's playing, he's only averaging like 6 points a game and like shooting 20%.
Yeah.
29% now. Yeah, 30% and 20 for 3, and it's like, it's not really bringing in that much. But again, that's an extra pair of hands. Especially as a point guard.
But we're not pushing it. We're not pushing a chariot. You know, like we're playing basketball.
Sometimes it feels like it. It feels like it at times with the games I'm watching. Yeah, no, but you know, I mean, like it's an extra body on the court. You need somebody to, when you need to rest another player, you can just bring on Kyle Lowry and chill. You know, he's a ball handler. You need somebody to organize your team, right?
Well,
so
if you're missing
I give
that.
Brain.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe did he get injured by, diving and
flailing and flopping?
Flopping.
He does that.
Yeah,
he's one of the flop kings. There's a few flop kings though now. It's getting bad.
Yeah.
So how do we see this one going? I see the trend continuing of if Embiid's playing, he aren't scoring enough to win the game.
Momentum switch. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. That extra rim protection, I think, really has hurt the Heat. He deters a lot at the rim, and then, I mean, they have a good few shooters over there, but sometimes you live and die by it.
Oh, that's the thing.
It's funny how Doc Rivers said, like, yeah, DeAndre Jordan, we like him. We're going to keep playing him. He didn't play at all the last game. Anyway, DJ, we had to stop.
I can picture him rocking up to the doctors.
Danny Green, man. Danny Green. Was he 7 of 8? Wow.
Yeah. Well, the last 2 games he's been on absolute fire.
Amazing.
Can barely miss.
Yeah. Good to see him back. I think I agree with you. I think Phil is going to take this one in the end.
Just for the spirit of saying the opposite. I forgot the words. I'm going to go with Miami. Contradiction. Couldn't say it. Got stuck. I'm going to go Miami.
Okay.
I'm just for complete transparency. I'm thinking there's a momentum switch. So I'm thinking Philly's going to get that game 5. But just to fuck with you, I'm doing the same.
Sure. Thank you.
Good. You got to embrace debate like first take.
Exactly.
Even if it's fake.
Even if it's fake. I'm telling you.
All right. Is there anything else to say on that series? I don't think so. We can move over to who else is tonight? Dallas Mavericks versus the Phoenix Suns, also tied 2-2. It looked like Dallas were dead in the water. They didn't have enough firepower. Then Luka's going to Luka. Their role players have really been knocking down shots, and they've managed to find a really good balance between offense and defense. Like Bertans has been playing, and they've been running plays for him to get open in certain spots based on how the Phoenix defensive schemes are playing out, so that wherever they're helping from, they try to have him in that corner. And then, Luka's just drawing the double and whipping it like a lot of the time cross court to him in the corner, and he's just knocking down the shots because they've had to put an undersized defender on him. I think sometimes he's being guarded by Payne. And they've basically put their worst perimeter defender on him because he's not going to really hurt you in the post or anything like that. But it then means that he's just shooting over the top, and he's also been shooting the lights out. Luka's been going crazy. They've managed to tie the series. Fool's gold, Jose. Fool's gold.
What's happening?
Fool's gold.
I don't know. Even Frankie Smokes is playing, man.
I know.
Scoring.
He made a 3.
They're just defending Chris Paul better. I don't know. It's just it's just really interesting. It's just I find it funny because I see like the difference between both coaches is abysmal. I hear Jason Kidd. He said the other day, we can't just rely on Luka scoring 50 a night. Like, how is that helpful to your team? how does that motivate your other players, right?
Yeah.
Don't say that out loud, man. Like, man,
Isn't that the
what
motivation?
a horrible person.
Isn't that the motivation?
Isn't
that the motivation?
I don't know. I just see things
you guys
differently.
need to step up.
Maybe I don't know. There's different ways to say it. And again, it might be that that's what helped. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm on the fence on this one. I think Phoenix should win, but I mean, and they have home court advantage. So
yeah,
still, so we'll see.
I mean, I'll go. Yeah, I'll go with you on that one because I was just looking at the stats and the final score. So the game 4 finished 111-101, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dallas made 23s, and Phoenix 9 for 25, 36%, and Dallas 45% shooting.
That's quite
and they only won by 10. So that's always a good indication of, if you manage to get them to cool down, which is very hard with the Mavs because they've been shooting really well the whole playoffs. So if you can get them down to like 15 threes and keep even
that's
like shooting
right?
making your 9-10, you're winning that, right? So it wasn't a big margin in game 4 but yeah, they can't really defend Luka. I think the preview of the series was that they would put Mikal Bridges on him.
Put
Bridges on him, and it was like, that's making much of a difference. So yeah, and even Chris Paul at times looks like especially game 4, he looks like he was out of it. Like he was checked out.
He was making so many mistakes.
He had so many mistakes, like trying to draw those fouls, and like they were actually calling those fouls against him. I took a little bit. I was smiling when they were giving those, because I was like, you know what? Yes, that's actually how you freaking ref the game.
Yeah.
But you were too. Yeah. You spent all those years eating, and now you're that's it. You need to adapt.
We know that's not the norm, though. Like Chris Paul doesn't generally play like this, so he should recover from that, right? So
So
being as experienced and as old as he is, he'll go back and say, like you should have done that. Let's play differently. Let's win.
But I think also Dallas have done a good job of making him uncomfortable. Like they really, not being able to contain Luka has really kind of thrown off a lot of the way that they like to do things. And they're actually going at Chris Paul on the defensive end. And I wonder if that's sort of messing with his head a little bit, because he has defended really well when he's been healthy throughout his career. And so now to be one of the people that's being targeted on the defensive end, I wonder if that's sort of throwing him a little bit. And also he's going to be working harder than he will have in other series because he wouldn't have been targeted defensively.
Yeah, that's true. For, like you said, for his size, he's always been a good little defensive player. So it's not. I'm not saying that as a answer. Like he's been a good defensive player. So it's not like I think with the age now catching up, maybe also, and having to sometimes be on Chris Paul and then switching to whoever else is by Luka, and then switching to whoever else is on the court, which would be Dinwiddie or Brunson. The three of them is tiring. You gotta defend on those.
Yeah.
Is this Chris Paul's last chance of being protagonist and winning a title? Because next year he could join a super team, right? At age 36 or 37, whatever.
He's turned 37 last week, I think, or this week. No, I don't think so. I think he can do this again. I think he could fall off a cliff. I just don't see it, just because of how smart he is. His game isn't predicated on athleticism at all. Hasn't been for a long time. He's one of the best shooters the league has seen, and that doesn't get talked about enough. That his shooting percentages are incredible. And it might be the last time, like if he stays with the Suns, for example, which I expect him to, it might be the last year where it's like, is it Chris Paul or Devin Booker, right? It might be a thing where he has to take a step back and let Booker carry the load and be more of the man. And then have him just sort of knit together the other players and spell the team when Booker's off the floor.
But then when he's washed up at the end of next year, then you guys can sign him.
No, it's too soon still.
Too soon?
Yeah.
No, he needs to be 39.
It's gotta be 39 before you
gotta be this old to play in the Lakers. Yeah.
This old.
He's only here right now.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, Lakers fan. Sorry.
We love you.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at. But you never know. Like we haven't seen anyone this old play this well either. Like at his size. Normally, undersized guards, they hit 30 and it's over. Like we saw how quickly Iverson declined, and he was incredible, one of the greatest players ever. It's normally a pretty rough road when you're under 6 foot or under. So to even do what he's doing is incredible.
The one thing though that I don't think anyone's talking about, but last year's playoffs, one of the X factors for the Suns was Cameron Payne, right? Like he came up huge and something like. And then I'm looking at his stats now against the Mavs.
He's been really bad.
9 points in game 1, 4 points in game 2, 0 game 3, 2 points in game 4. So it's like, he's not bringing what he was bringing last year. So
exactly. He's not shooting it well. He shot it really well last year, and he was running the team a lot better last year as well. I think there was a few people saying that that Aaron Holiday should get his minutes. He's a little bit taller, so he can switch a little bit better. But he's also not a great defender. He is a better shooter, but he won't run the team as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can always just make sure Paul or Booker are on the floor and go that way.
True. Yeah. He wish he was a bit taller. I wish he was a bowler. I wish.
Jose does not approve. So who do we have tonight?
Phoenix,
I think I predicted Suns in 6, so I've got to support my picks. What's happening, Tom?
Other L for Lucas.
I thought L for loss for Dallas.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm going with Dallas. But overall, it would be Phoenix in 7.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, no, it's going to be Phoenix, man. Phoenix in 6.
Cool. So we moved to the games that we had last night. Well,
interesting games.
It was Tuesday night. Monday night, they'll both be back. Thursday night for us. Wednesday. Thursday morning, Wednesday night. Milwaukee, Boston. This was spicy. Spicy.
Woo!
The Celtics managed to win a game on Milwaukee's home court and tie the series up 2-2. So they've got home court advantage back. But we know what we're really here to talk about, man. Giannis went in, hit the extendo arm, the go-go gadget, the MJ in Space Jam, dunked all over Al Horford, and gave him the stare and the nod. And Al Horford said, okay. Okay.
Okay.
He walked away. Anna Horford was tweeting, when I saw this, I knew he was mad.
Yeah.
About to get it. And then in the fourth quarter, the Bucks' 11-point lead disappeared in an 11-1 run where Horford scored almost all the points, including a blow by. He crossed him up. Yeah, crossed him up off the jab step.
He did.
Snatched Giannis's ankles. Then Giannis recovered in time to catch an elbow on the way down while getting dunked on something serious by Al Horford.
He recovered in time to be in the poster.
Yeah,
just right about there. Oof.
That
was a hell of a dunk, man. That was a hell of a dunk.
The guy's 35 years old, man.
Yeah.
What a game.
Yeah. He really, and that's the other thing. Like in Philly, he did not look good, and that's how he ended up a buyout candidate in Oklahoma.
Gosh,
and man,
didn't play at all. Oklahoma.
I know it's a little way away, but he must have like bathed in the waters of Lake Minnetonka or something.
He did.
He's come back. He's come back, and he's playing like Prince now. He's balling like Prince.
Yeah, maybe spent too much time with. No, I was going to say Rick James, but no, that's Prince. I was confused. Game. Oh, God, I'm sure you shot it.
But also, it wasn't just Horford. Like Tatum also played really well. I think between Tatum and Horford, they scored 28 points in the last quarter.
Yes,
it's ridiculous.
And the Bucks as a team had 28. In the
so there you go.
In fact, the Bucks gave up 43 points in the fourth quarter.
That's
How
ridiculous.
do you do that?
It's very rare that you lose a game when you win 3 out of 4 quarters, and then you blow the last one. It's a bad thing. It's a bad sign usually.
That is a poison pill quarter if I ever seen one. But yeah, Tatum killing them in ISO a lot of the time. There was one bucket he hit where he was basically falling to the ground and just flips up the layup and gets that to go. Like they started to exploit certain matchups. And yeah, like I said, the Bucks defense just did not stand up.
That's it. You just say it's the defense. Like if you look at differences between the quarters, right? Like the Celtics scored 18 points in the first quarter, 43 on the last one when it counts. So what's happening? I mean, when I look at some baskets, like you just said, like Tatum falling off, Al Horford over Brook Lopez, who is like 4 inches taller than him, falling over and one. I mean, they were hot as well, but the defense, the champions' defense cannot break down like that.
No,
right. So that's it. It was a perfect storm for the Bucks to lose, basically.
Yeah, and I think fatigue played a big part in it for both teams, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, the Celtics managed to dig deep and get it done when it mattered. And it's always the close ones that you need to win at home. If there's a close game on your home floor, you have to get it.
Yeah.
Game 3 was close. The Bucks managed to pull through, but they've let this one slip away. And now home court is back with the Celtics.
I mean, I'm looking at stats and 6 players scored for the Celtics.
Did you notice as well that how much they put the clamps on Grayson Allen? Only got 7. Made all the difference in that.
Yeah, and Drew Holiday, man. The last 2 games, he's shot it really poorly, but he shot it a lot. I think he's had 50 shots between the 2 games.
That's way too much for him.
Yeah.
There's one player that I like to highlight. One player that is probably not getting enough shine, but like Grant Williams on the Celtics. I freaking love when he plays. He does all little things like defense, rebounding, and but no assist in it when he had 0. But like he's such a somebody you want on your team, right? The guy that can plug the gaps and make sure you get that stop when you need it.
And he's such a stout defender. Like that's obviously that's his calling card, but that ability to play defense and not be a weakness out there against multiple different opponents is so valuable in the playoffs. Like so much more valuable in the playoffs than it is in the regular season. So I think his stock with the team, his reputation is definitely going up after going against some really tough offensive opponents, right? In the Nets, KD, and now Giannis. And he's one of only 2 defenders that they have that can actually body up with Giannis. Obviously, he's still going to do what he does, but they've managed to slow him down. He's not shooting the ball well at all in this series.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to what Jose was saying, it's like only 6 players on the Celtics scored. It's unbelievable, and they still managed to get 116.
They're only playing 8 players. Like a lot
Yeah,
of these teams are only playing an 8-man rotation.
Yeah, that's why you do the playoffs, right?
Pritchard and Thies like 10, 11 and 13 minutes. That's absolutely nothing. And then 6 other guys that are over 32 minutes. Oh no, wait, there's 25 for Grant Williams, but yeah, over 30. Let's put it that way.
But they were in the weight room straight after the match. Did you see it?
Really?
They went straight to have a session. Yeah,
the Celtics,
which is what you need to do. Yeah,
damn.
I saw them going straight to the weight room.
The Bucks should have.
I saw a video posted by Tatum.
Yeah. Wasn't there another team that did that? Was it the Celtics also against the Nets? I think they said they were just right away after they won game 1. They went out there, just lifted some weights and shot the ball some more on the court after that for an hour. These people are crazy.
What do you do, man? It's professionals. So how do we have this one going? 3 games left. 2
I
in
don't know,
Boston.
man. I can't predict this one.
This one's harder because we have to pick. I'll go Bucks in 7 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, to win on the Celtics floor.
Mm-hmm. I think they'll be pissed off, so they'll go out there and say, "Look, we're your daddy now. We're the captain. Look at me. I'm the captain, and that's it." So.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't feel like the Bucks should beat the Celtics without Middleton.
Okay.
I don't feel like they should. And I also didn't think they'd be able to hold down Giannis for this long. Obviously he's playing great, but I thought he'd be able to find a way to score efficiently as the games went on, but it seems like they've actually managed to keep a good handle on it. I know he's had big scoring nights, but a lot of that is getting to the line.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to believe that Milwaukee has a better team, so they should win this.
Even without Middleton.
Still, you have a deeper roster, and the champions. We've been saying it all season long, is that champion experience, swagger, whatever you want to call it.
Experience.
I think Bucks in 7.
Wow.
Yay.
I'm going Celtics in 7.
Yeah,
it's just Middleton's a big miss, man. He makes such a big difference. Shouts to Rich Barrett.
Yeah,
Rich.
He makes such a big difference. He's their second best offensive player, and he's a stout defender. Like, this series could be close to over by now if he was playing.
That's true. Yeah.
But hey, he's not. So I'm leaning Celtics. What series do we have left? We got one more. Oh gosh,
Warriors,
top 6 series.
Oh god, yeah. The code breakers.
The code's
breaking the code.
Broken. Hackers.
The hackers.
So this could potentially be over by the time we pod. Well, they could all be over by the time we pod again. But the Golden State Warriors have taken a 3-1 lead over Memphis, with Ja Morant missing the last game due to a knee injury, which was aggravated in game 3, allegedly, by Jordan Poole cuffing his kneecap and pulling it.
What was that?
I don't buy that. I don't know. That's making it worse. I think. Yeah, that's
fine, but why do you pull on someone's knee? Like what are you doing?
He's reaching for the ball.
No, what the balls? All right, the balls. Yeah, sure.
Trying to break the code.
That makes more sense. I understand now. That. Thank you, Dave.
What I think is also dubious about that play is his left hand, right? His right hand cups his leg and pulls it. but his left hand is on his hip, pushing, like doing the opposite motion. Like, who does that when they're reaching in for the ball? I just didn't understand it. But it's been dirty plays on both sides, man.
Yeah.
And they're both, it's literally the Spider-Man meme of them just being like, you're a dirty player, you're a dirty player, you're a code breaker, you're a code breaker. But unfortunately for Memphis, there were no suspensions on the Golden State Warriors side. Dylan Brooks was suspended for game 3.
Yeah.
Made a return in game 4 and shot them out of the game. And yeah, the Warriors are 3-1, despite not being able to make any shots. Outside of game 3. Game 3, they went crazy.
Yeah.
Steph said that they became the Sacramento Kings, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Mike Brown who got picked by the Kings, and also
him.
He was made coach
of the Golden State Warriors.
First coach twice on the same day. You know, that's really
good. On the same day. Head coach of 2 teams.
Head coach, yeah. That's
never before been done. Greg Popovich, eat your heart out.
Damn right.
Phil Jackson could never. Red Auerbach wishes. Great Mike Brown.
You could see they were missing Morant in Rose, like in the fourth quarter. I think the Grizzlies were up, and then it was pretty much tie, and then suddenly it was just too much in the last couple of minutes. So, but then again, we were saying also all season long that they were doing pretty well without Morant. But then again, you need Dylan Brooks to be better than that.
But for that. Yeah, the reason for that is because Morant is a defensive liability, and they did hold Golden State to 101, right? And they forced them into some poor shots. They had Steph second guessing whether to pull the trigger or not. And Clay was missing everything. So,
but with that play at the end, though, that offensive
which one?
Foul.
There was a couple of them. The
offensive foul that they called on
Steph
Bane. That was not a foul.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
it was a
that
flop.
Allegedly pushes Steph. That's come on. That's a flop.
Yeah. That's a flop, but that's the MVP call. You know, it's like
But Steph doesn't normally get calls.
He has to get them at some point. He's got to get them at some point. You know.
Okay.
He gets them when he shoots the threes, or used to get them. Right.
True. Yeah,
I don't know, man. I think that was just wrong.
You think it was too harsh? This series, all they do is talk about the refs. It's so annoying.
I know.
But I feel like the refs are equally as bad on both sides. So I think both sides have an argument, which means that neither side has an argument.
Like I say, you have to. The one way not to have to talk about the referee is to be better and just put yourself in a position that you don't have to depend on the referees' decision to call the game. So
because there was also
argue that, right?
A ref game winning play for the game that Memphis won, right? Where they called the offensive foul, the push off on Draymond Green. When he grabbed the rebound and was pushing it on the fast break, it could have gone up on that possession and potentially won the game with it being so close. But they called the offensive foul, and then obviously Grizzlies get the ball back and managed to win the game. So it's happened on both sides. It would be better if it didn't happen.
Oh, of course. Again, like I said, over a series, it usually balances out like the referee's mistake. So you'll get some, and then you'll pay for. You know, it's fine. You just stop talking about the referee and just play a game. God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love to see Steven Adams back. So he's a good addition to that team.
Well, it's just in the rotation, right? He wasn't injured, was he?
Yeah. I think he was.
Oh, I thought Taylor Jenkins just sat him.
Really?
That's what I thought. Let's check the box score on the last game.
Because he started, right?
Yeah, he started last night.
Like a starter, but was he not playing? Oh,
I
okay.
thought they just went small.
I thought he was injured. That's my bad.
Because the Warriors were starting Draymond at center. They didn't want him to just be out there as a statue getting lit up by Poole and Curry and Clay. That was my understanding anyway. You're right. Yeah, they gave him minutes because that was the other problem. When they went small, they couldn't rebound for shit. Like the Warriors are known for not being able to rebound because they always play small, and they were getting destroyed on the boards by the Warriors. So I guess they brought him back for that. And it almost worked. They would have done it too if it wasn't for those pesky refs.
This close.
So someone else who was that close, Joel Embiid. I haven't seen the voting. I have no idea how close he was. But
I can try and find out.
We have a new MVP who is the old MVP, two-time MVP now, Nikola Jokic. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well deserved.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he deserved it. We all voted him MVP in our awards episode. His brothers, who are the only ones in the family who are on Twitter, went online and congratulated. They still have an egg on their profile. No family picture. They should put the MVP trophy on there.
Of course.
And said thank you on behalf of our brother for the MVP award. So all those rumors of Embiid getting it were just lies. Shouts to the internet.
No way.
And people are still arguing. Oh, he shouldn't have done it, man. Look at the difference Embiid has made against Miami Heat, man. He's not even in the playoffs anymore, man.
We're talking regular season MVP, right?
Yeah.
Stay arguing about nothing.
There's no breakdown for it. I don't think it's been released.
No. Okay.
So vote breakdowns. Which is really odd, but I don't know. I've seen some stats because I know a lot of voters and a lot of people are into their advanced stats, and like 90% of those, Jokic is number one. Yeah. And then it's Embiid, and then a couple for Giannis, but it's like and again, this funny because the same argument, like people are saying, well, if you look at what's happening now in the playoffs with Embiid coming back, they were 2-0 down, and now they're 2. It's 2-2. That's why I'm voting for Embiid. It's like the same argument can be made for Jokic. So if you take him out of that team, they don't finish as high as they finish in the regular season.
Nowhere near.
Lots. It's like,
yeah.
And he's passing the tests, the stat tests and the eye tests. So it's very hard to argue, right?
Well, that's been the other argument. People are saying, that Jokic has the advanced stats, but Embiid passes the eye test. It's like, you don't watch Jokic then, do you?
You don't watch Jokic.
Honestly,
he's
they've never seen the Bernard's game, these people.
Yeah. And Jokic took that crappy team and went and beat Embiid in Philadelphia as well, head to head. So I don't know, man. Just the internet skews everything.
Yeah, but isn't that a case of like, if Embiid had won it, you would be okay with it as well? I think to me it was between those two, and I would have been okay with both.
No.
I would have, but
but eventually I would have said, okay, maybe Jokic was maybe better because of the stats. You can argue that would have been my
but there would have been. Well, we kind of knew it was going this way because people do those straw polls. But yeah, I mean, if the straw poll was saying Embiid was going to win and then Embiid won, it'd just be like, okay, for this exact same season. I wouldn't be bothered by it, but I wonder if there would be the same kind of groundswell against Embiid that there was against Jokic.
Yeah, that's a fair point. The fact that he won it last year as well, like people maybe were thinking, it's Embiid's turn now. Yeah,
you get that a lot as well. But next year, he better make the finals or he's not the MVP.
Which is completely related, yeah.
And then we've already spoken about the Suns, but Coach of the Year was finally Now I can't remember his name. Monty Williams.
Monty Williams. Yeah.
Who won it last year?
Come on.
Thibodeau.
The best team in the East.
But they were crap in the playoffs.
Who cares? As a Knicks fan, I don't live for the playoffs, and you know that. It's all about the regular season. That's where legends are made.
So it was Tibbs at the Knicks. He was also the MVP in 2011, but they gave it to Derrick Rose because Tibbs doesn't play. Those two were handed out. Sixth man of the year was Tyler Hero. I don't think we'd recorded when that had happened. Award season is in full effect. I guess we're just waiting for the big one, right? Executive of the year.
Of course. It's got to be... Is that the only one left?
And the defensive player is Marcus Smart. Right?
The community award. The community award
isn't that Patty Mills?
Why?
Oh, was it Patty Mills? Okay. Is that for the stuff that he does for the Australian indigenous? Yeah, I've read about that. It is pretty incredible.
I thought it was because he had to work and play with Harden and Kyrie.
And Simmons.
That's supposed to be. And Simmons. I thought that was
that enough is that alone is an award. He should get an award.
And shouldn't Steve Nash be coach of the year?
Yeah.
And KD the MVP.
The Nets.
They should have, you know how like there's like the Oscars and the Golden Globes and there's the Razzies.
Yes,
of course. They should have a version of that in the NBA. We should actually do an episode of the wars of the wars.
Well, I mean, there were Shackton awards.
Yeah.
Yes.
True. The Shaktis. Yeah.
Yes.
The Shaktis.
Need to bring it back. I guess our awards are the Razzies. But yeah, is that everything?
Talking about Shaq.
Oh,
come on.
Transitione. Just take hosting duties, man. Just do it.
Yeah, so
man. It's you.
What's up with Shaq and Gobert? This beef that nobody expected. Where did it come from?
I mean, it's not like Shaq to beef with centers and 7-footers, is it?
He doesn't He's never done that.
He just respects all of them.
100 years that he's been around. He's never done this.
Never ever. So Shaq has a history of bringing up Gobert's name when he's talking about the money that players are getting, right?
Yeah.
When Gobert got his Supermax contract, he said, "This is an inspiration to all children out there. You don't have to be good at the game. All you need to do is play a little defense and be tall, and you too can get 200 million." And then when they called him out on it, like, no, actually, Gobert's a good player, and you know what he does for that team. He was like, no, I'm being serious. That's all you need. All you need to do is be able to run up and down the floor, block a few shots, and you can get $200 million. It's good. It's a positive thing. And like the sarcasm was palpable. And then more recently, was he on his own podcast? I think it was. He was quoted as saying that if he played against Gobert, he would destroy him. He said, "Yeah, it's all fun and games playing like in this era, but yeah, I put his skinny ass, I backed down his skinny ass underneath the basket and dunk it all over him." And yeah, and then
there's no question that would happen.
You know, being Gobert, being the upstanding citizen that he is, he commented under an Instagram post, because this is how we beef nowadays, saying, "I'd lock his ass up." And then I think it might have been deleted.
I mean, there's a very simple way of finding out. It's just play it one-on-one, get a court. Like, we'll sort it out. We'll do one here in Banham in London. Like, I can rent one. Let's do it. Really down, and we'll find out.
Let's do it. I mean, summer's coming out. It's already the off season for for Gobert. Shaq
All of
has to
them.
work till the finals at least.
True. Well, that gives him a little bit of time to get back in shape. I think he's already back in shape now. I think he was hitting the gym. Just make it happen.
Just back him down. Put his little skinny ass under the rim and boom.
I don't know. I know Shaq would win, but also it's a very stupid conversation. It's like those things. It's exactly the same with like who's better between MJ and LeBron. Like it's two different eras. It's two different. Anyway, we know it's MJ, but so I mean, it's two different period of times. Like you can't compare. So and you can go around in circles.
Well, hold on though. Hold on. Because Gobert could have played in Shaq's era. He would have been another David Robinson, kind of. Robinson was bigger.
He's better
on offense as well. He's more Alonzo Mourning?
Alonzo Mourning is shorter, and he
is smaller, but he was a defender and he was okay on offense.
Yeah.
More like a Sean Bradley. I mean?
I was going to say a mix of Sean Bradley and Alonzo Mourning. If they had a son. That's possible at all. Science.
Alonzo Bradley.
Science.
Alonzo Bradley.
Do your own research.
Sean
Mourning.
Sean Mourning.
Sean Mourning sounds more like a singer-songwriter, so I don't think.
Yeah, Sean Mourning. Best hits.
And whichever way you put it, he's still gonna take his skinny ass under the hoop and dunk it on him.
Chris Dudley style.
Dikembe Mutombo. That's it. I think that fits.
In a way, yeah.
I still feel like Gobert's a little bit better on offense, but hey, we can do that. And I mean, no one could lock up Shaq. It's not happening.
No,
it's not happening.
No. Again, like I said, they changed the rules because of Shaq. I mean, they changed the freaking rules. That's how dominant he was.
But that's only because they didn't have Gobert to defend him.
Sure, but I don't think people really understand how dominant he was and how physically, how much of a monster. Like, have you ever seen him next to a regular size human being?
That's it.
His wife, his ex-wife.
His wife. Jesus, I don't know how they did stuff. But it's like,
he looks big next to Charles Barkley, man. And Charles Barkley is massive.
He's a fucking fridge. Charles Barkley is like a human, like your fridge times 2 is Charles Barkley. In terms of, like my American style fridge now I've got is the size of Charles Barkley. So it's a good thing for Charles. I don't know. And so you take that and you multiply by 4 and you've got Shaq. The guy's a house. And he, like, as soon as he had it under the basket, it was done.
I mean, Yao Ming couldn't stop him, and he was
exactly. Yao Ming,
As Shaq says, if you remember his Hall of Fame enshrinement speech, he said, and I quote, "Yao claims he's 7'1". No, sorry, Yao claims he's 7'2", but he's actually like my favorite convenience store, 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I mean, he was huge, right, with length and everything, and strong as well.
Couldn't stop Jack.
Not happening.
But then that was the way he was moving as well, like those feet super quick, like when he was
super agile, man.
Yeah, to me, he's. I mean, I put him in my top 10 of all time. So
for sure.
There's nobody I've seen dominate a basketball game as much as Kobe. Kobe.
And that's the funny thing. Like, everyone puts Shaq in their top 10, but he's the one player in their top 10 that everyone's like, he could have been even higher.
Yeah.
Right. He could have been even higher if things had broke, like health-wise and things like that, and effort during the regular season and stuff. His placement in your top 10 could have been. His peak is always higher than his placement in your top 10.
Yeah. I mean, his peak, like when he was picked, oh my God, that was just madness. I keep remembering those years. But the thing is, we talk about his like health and everything like that, but like for such a massive guy, he wasn't injured all that. Like he was more at the end of his career when he went down because of weight, I guess, weight-related issues because of how big he is. Right. And it's harder to maintain that form and that shape. But like, look at Zion. Zion is the same type of like oversized, muscly, all strength. Like he's already picked up what could have been career-ending injuries. But Shaq never really had that. I don't remember. Maybe
not until the very end. It was his toe for the most part that kept him out for time.
I mean, his toe looks like this, like my pint glass, you know. So that's the problem. It's
horrible,
massive thing.
Yeah, never look at NBA players' feet. Ugh.
No,
or their fingers.
Durant's foot is like this elongated thing. Like
yeah. But yeah, I think on that disgusting note, it's time to pack this in. Yeah, that's all. Oh, don't touch NBA players' family when they're in the crowd.
Yeah, don't do that, man. That's not cool.
It's not.
And if you do, we'll see you outside.
Catch me outside.
Mm-hmm. But that's the golden rule of basketball. Don't touch anyone. Like it's not football. Don't slap each other in the stands. That's another thing. Culturally, stop doing that.
Don't do it. I blame Will Smith. So,
damn right.
That does it for another episode of the Grit and Grime Basketball Podcast. Catch us on socials at Grit and Grime Pod on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. If you're listening on a podcast platform, leave us a review. How many stars should it be, Jose?
5.
5 stars. Honest. And if they'll let you do 8 out of 5, give them the octopus legs. Yeah. I've been your host, David Sagoe. He's been Thomas Arnal.
Goodbye.
He's been Jose Garcia Vidal.
Adios.
And we're out of here.